Do you ever find yourself stuck in a loop, replaying conversations in your head or worrying about things that might never happen? If so, you're not alone. This is overthinking, and it's a mental habit many of us fall into. But what is really going on in our brains when we can seem to switch off our thoughts? Let's dive into the psychology of people who overthink everything. First, let's be clear. Overthinking isn't just thinking a lot. It's a specific pattern of thought, often circling around two main themes: rumination and worry. Rumination is when you get stuck dwelling on the past. You might repeatedly analyze past mistakes, thinking things like, why did I say that? Or I should have done this differently. It's like having a mental replay button that's permanently stuck on. Worry, on the other hand, is all about the future. It involves catastrophizing, imagining the worst-case scenarios, and getting caught in an endless stream of what-if questions. Sound familiar? So why do some people overthink more than others? One major factor is personality. Individuals who score high in neuroticism, one of the big 5 personality traits, are more prone to experiencing negative emotions like anxiety and sadness, which can fuel the overthinking cycle. Perfectionists are also prime candidates. Their intense desire to avoid mistakes can lead them to excessively analyze every decision and outcome, constantly searching for a flawless solution that often doesn't exist. Our brains are wired for survival, constantly scanning for potential threats. For overthinkers, the system is often in overdrive. The brain's amygdala, which is our emotional processing center, can become hyperactive. It perceives threats everywhere, even in non-threatening situations, triggering a stress response. This puts the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for problem-solving and rational thought, under immense pressure. Instead of finding solutions, it gets hijacked by the emotional storm, leading to more circular thinking and less effective decision-making. Essentially, you're trying to solve a problem while your brain is screaming danger. Another key element is something called cognitive distortions. These are irrational thought patterns that twist our perception of reality. For example, black and white thinking makes you see things in extremes. If it's not perfect, it's a complete failure. Mind reading is another common one, where you assume you know what others are thinking about you, and it's usually negative. These distorted thoughts act like fuel for the fire, providing endless material for your brain to chew on. You might convince yourself that a simple text message without an emoji means your friend is angry, and then spend hours dissecting every possible reason why. Overthinking often stems from a deep-seated need for control. When life feels uncertain, we might retreat into our minds, believing that if we just think about a problem long enough, we can analyze it from every angle and find a way to control the outcome. The irony is that overthinking rarely gives us more control. Instead, it paralyzes us. We get stuck in analysis paralysis, where the sheer volume of thoughts prevents us from taking any action at all. The very thing we do to feel more in control ends up making us feel completely powerless. Past experiences also play a huge role. If you've gone through trauma or significant life challenges, your brain might be conditioned to be on high alert. You learn to anticipate danger to protect yourself. Overthinking can become a learned coping mechanism, a way to try and prevent bad things from happening again. While it comes from a place of self-preservation, it can unfortunately keep you trapped in a state of constant anxiety. So the big question is, how do we break free from this cycle? The first step is awareness. You have to recognize when you're caught in an overthinking loop. A simple technique is to label your thoughts. When you catch yourself ruminating, just say to yourself, I'm ruminating right now. This simple act of naming it creates a little bit of distance, helping you see the thought for what it is. Just a thought, not a fact. Mindfulness is an incredibly powerful tool. It's the practice of bringing your attention to the present moment without judgment. Instead of getting lost in thoughts about the past or future, you focus on your breath, the sensations in your body, or the sounds around you. This anchors you in the here and now. You can start with just a few minutes of mindful breathing each day. When your mind wanders off into overthinking, gently guide it back to your breath. It's like training a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger your ability to stay present becomes. Another effective strategy is to schedule your worry time. This might sound counterintuitive, but it works. Designate a specific time each day, say 15 minutes, where you allow yourself to worry and overthink as much as you want. When anxious thoughts pop up outside of this time, jot them down and tell yourself you'll deal with them during your scheduled worry session. What often happens is that by the time your worry appointment arrives, the issues either seem less daunting or you've forgotten about them altogether. This helps contain the overthinking instead of letting it take over your entire day. Challenging your cognitive distortions is also crucial. When you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern, question it. Ask yourself, is this thought 100% true? What's a more balanced way of looking at this situation? This is the core of cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, a highly effective approach for managing anxiety and overthinking. By actively challenging your negative thoughts, you begin to rewire your brain to think more realistically and compassionately. It's also important to focus on action over analysis. The next time you feel stuck in your head about a decision, try taking one small, imperfect step forward. Sending that email, making that phone call, or starting that project, even if it's not perfect, can break the cycle of paralysis. Action creates momentum and provides real-world feedback, which is far more valuable than endless mental speculation. Finally, be kind to yourself. Overthinking is often driven by a harsh inner critic. Practice self-compassion. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a good friend who is struggling. Remind yourself that it's okay not to have all the answers and that making mistakes is a part of being human. If overthinking is severely impacting your life, please consider reaching out to a mental health professional. A therapist can provide you with personalized tools and support to help you manage your thoughts and improve your well-being. There is no shame in seeking help. It's a sign of strength. Breaking the habit of overthinking takes time and practice, but it is absolutely possible. By understanding the psychology behind it and implementing these strategies, you can quiet the noise in your head and reclaim your mental peace. You can learn to be the master of your mind rather than its prisoner. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more insights into psychology and self-improvement. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one strategy you're going to try to stop overthinking? See you in the next video.